10 things we love about the 2022 Maserati MC20. The Maserati brand has come a long way since Ettore, Ernesto, and Alfieri Maserati opened their first car workshop in December 1914, with numerous models rolling off production lines since the famous 1926 Tipo 26. However, the Italian company has been inconsistent for several years, operating on the fringes underneath Ferrari's shadow. After teasing us for a while, Maserati finally delivered the MC20 super sports car, a symbolic gesture towards the Trident brand's brave new future. The MC20 is the first Maserati supercar since the Ferrari Enzo-based MC12, allowing the automaker to toss its hat into one of the most competitive car segments. Stacked against formidable world beaters like the Ferrari F8 Tributo, Honda NSX, Audi R8, and Porsche 911 Turbo, the Maserati MC20 undoubtedly stands out for striking an impressive balance between approachable supercar performance and sports car comfort and utility. But since there is a lot more to this supercar than its dignified demeanor, here are 10 things we love about the Maserati MC20. 10. Iconic Maserati race cars inspired the MC20's design. According to the head of Maserati Design, Klaus Buss, the MC20's exotic design and dramatic proportions combine high performance and Italian sculpture. The main inspirations for the MC20 include the silhouette simplicity of the A6 GCS Pininfarina from the 1950s, the design language of the birdcage concept, and the high headlights and low front grille from the championship-winning MC12. Although some details echo Maserati's racing origins, the new super sports car is also the face of the Maseratis of the future. The MC20's upper part was hand-modeled by Maserati's design team, while the lower part was designed entirely through computers using modern engineering led by an aerodynamicist in Modena. 9. The MC20 is the first Maserati with butterfly wing doors. Surprisingly, Maserati has never fitted butterfly wing doors to any of its models before the MC20 super sports car. Besides the sheer visual drama they create, Maserati designers opted for the butterfly wing doors to exude a psychological transition from the outside to the inside. The wing design sees the door completely open up to the section behind the front wheel, which ensures you see the massive front tire and the exposed carbon fiber tub. The butterfly doors celebrate the flow from the beautiful exterior sculpture to the exciting interior of an audacious performance machine, a reminder that entering the MC20 is a special moment. 8. The MC20 is the first Maserati with a carbon fiber monocoque. Although carbon fiber monocoque designs have been used extensively since the Formula Racing and Le Mans series prototypes of the 1980s, the MC20 is the first Maserati to feature such a construction. Using a high-tech carbon fiber tub as the main structural chassis amps up the MC20's price, but its high torsional and bending stiffness make it worth the cost. Developed by Maserati and Dallara, the carbon fiber monocoque also serves as a weight reduction strategy, with aluminum substructures supporting the engine and suspension. According to Maserati, the monocoque weighs just 220 pounds, bringing the total car weight to 3,307 pounds. This chassis will eventually serve as the base for the upcoming all-electric version and convertible models. 7. The MC20 is the first Maserati to incorporate downforce channeling. Maserati had a clear objective to accomplish a certain level of performance, so aerodynamic performance played a fundamental role in sculpting the MC20's form. The MC20 was put through 2,000 hours in the wind tunnel, making it the first Maserati to incorporate downforce channeling. Interestingly, the Maserati MC20 avoids using one of the most typical performance car signifiers, a moving spoiler. 2022 Maserati MC20 via Evo. For Maserati designers, the moving spoiler would taint the purity of the design, while the engineers were not keen on adding unnecessary weight. The engineers designed the lower part of the super sports car and worked on every element to compensate for the missing spoiler, leaving the designers to create the pure shape of the MC20's upper part. 6. The Maserati MC20's luxurious interior is minimalist and race-inspired. The Modena team designed a cabin that allowed drivers to focus on what matters, as evidenced by the essentials-only interior. The central infotainment screen is positioned close to the steering wheel, ensuring drivers don't have to reach far to work it. The race-inspired minimalism still exudes Maserati's distinctive luxury touch and pure Italian craftsmanship, with a desirable blend of the finest leather, Alcantara, and carbon fiber. And since Gran Turismo is an overarching philosophy for Maserati, the interior design also prioritized long-distance comfort to make the MC20 perform as a GT and a racetrack beast in one. 5. The Maserati MC20 flaunts a fully digitalized interior. To further promote the clean and minimalist interior design, the Maserati MC20 features a pair of fully digital 10.3-inch displays. One display serves as the gauge cluster for the all-new digital cockpit, while the second is a horizontally oriented touchscreen positioned under the air vents in the central console. Maserati used the MC20 to introduce its next-generation Maserati multimedia system in #40, MIA and #41, transitioning from Fiat Chrysler's Uconnect to Google's Android Automotive OS. The Maserati MC20 suffers a rearward visibility challenge, so Maserati solved it with a frameless digital rearview mirror that relies on a rear-facing camera to feed images of what is behind. 4. The Maserati MC20 features the first Nettuno engine. The beating heart of the MC20 is the first Maserati Nettuno engine, an aggressive, hard-hitting, and energetic V6 with a turbo fizz and hiss that Maserati developed in-house. After years of essentially using Ferrari-derived engines, Maserati finally produced a sports car that is 100% made in Modena. Maserati's roaring 90-degree twin-turbocharged 3.0-liter mid-mounted V6 boasts patented twin-combustion technology derived from Formula One. The dual combustion features a smaller pre-chamber that facilitates a more efficient burn in the main combustion chamber, enabling the relatively small displacement engine to pack a proper top-end wallop. 3. The astonishing lightweight contributes to the MC20's supreme performance. The MC20's twin-turbocharged V6 generates a whopping 630 horsepower and 538 pound-feet of torque, channeled through a Tremec 8-speed dual-clutch transmission to power the rear wheels. And thanks to its astonishing 3,307 pounds weight, the MC20 boasts a best-in-class power-to-weight ratio of 5.3 pounds per horsepower. Maserati claims that the mid-engine MC20 gets off the line and sprints to 60 miles per hour in less than 2.9 seconds. The MC20 caps off its supreme performance with a top speed of over 202 miles per hour. 2. Maserati offers the MC20 with 4 bespoke driving modes. The MC20 has 4 driving modes: GT, Sport, Casa, and Wet. GT is the default drive mode, allowing for soft suspension and fluid shifting that lets the driver effortlessly access the super sports car's power. Due to the engaging grand touring comfort, GT mode is the most ideal for everyday driving. Sport mode combines sport-oriented traction, power, fast shifting, and a stiffer suspension setting to perform the best racetrack. In contrast, Casa mode unleashes the most extreme experience with maximum power, reduced traction control, and launch control activation. Wet driving mode helps the driver keep control when it's raining by activating all dynamic controls and limiting the engine boost. 1. The Maserati MC20 is available with radical performance options. The MC20 aims at some heavy-hitting mid-engine rivals with its eye-watering $250,000 price tag, with slightly cheaper trims like the Gran Lusso and Gran Sport expected to hit the markets this year. In the meantime, the top-spec model also offers radical performance options to build on the GT spirit. The 8-speed gearbox comes standard with a mechanical limited slip differential, but the optional electronic limited slip differential helps get the MC20's insane power to the road without leaving a cloud of smoke. The MC20 passionately hugs the road by default for aggressive performance, but there's an optional suspension lifter that increases ride height when ground clearance is needed. However, the system only works at speeds up to 25 miles per hour.